folks. I am Spartacus, the Defender of the Multiverse, and this is episode 1 of the Multiverse Inquirer. I finally got a name for this show. And here,
and I'm Tabletop. I was just going to take it from you. I got to live up to my title. I'm invading, and I'm Tabletop Junkie. I'm the invader of all universes, as well as the creator. I made many universes, and this is, I would have made a good celestial toy maker on Doctor Who if they would have given me a chance.
Yeah, that was a nightmare. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like when they revealed the clip of his reveal, I liked his reveal, minus the part where they basically demasculized the Doctor by saying, "Oh, Donna has the balls." But I mean, just like the reveal of like how them showing the Doctor being terrified and telling Donna go back to the TARDIS. And the little kind of nods and whatnot to the first Doctor and the original toy maker, played by the actor who plays Alfred in the Batman movies.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember his name. It's like Connor something, I believe. I don't remember, unfortunately. But yeah, it definitely was. If they could have just kept that feeling of when they introduced that the celestial toy makers throughout the rest of the show, it would have been probably good. But no, instead we had a stupid bi-generation, whatever that is.
Yeah, which even the Doctor forgot about that and didn't even know it was possible. Wasn't supposed to be possible even for them. But yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Well, I mean, when you have Chiricahwa's introduction as the new Doctor, he's like, "What in the world is going on here?" And they're like, "Well, how is this happening?" And then all of a sudden he mysteriously knows. At first he doesn't know what's going on, and then he knows. And then it also goes for the Celestial Toymaker too. Like he doesn't know the bi-generation happened, but then he's the one who is causing it to happen. I don't know. It makes no sense. No sense at all. And I hear in the Christmas special, if you have ever watched Dermy Wormy's episode on his view on the Christmas episode, he showed on there that the ratings for not the Christmas special, because dear Lord, if Christmas doesn't exist in the United Kingdom anymore, the holiday special, it has worse viewings than a Christmas special back in the 1960s from Doctor Who. It's like a couple thousand below Steven's Christmas, I think it's called, or something like that. I can't remember. Once a time, yeah. But yeah, so our review of Doctor Who, of the current shape of Doctor Who, it's shit.
Yep, pretty much.
Yes. So one thing I wanted to point out. Did you ever watch Fear Street on Netflix? The R.L. Stein's teen horror movies, or based on R.L. Stein's teen horror, young adult horror books.
Hang on. Let me look that up real quick, just so that way I can tell you no. And
so I mean, you have R.L.
Hold up. And I definitely cannot tell you no. And I definitely cannot tell you no, because I did watch those. I watched all 3 of those.
What did you think of them?
Actually, I kind of liked them. I mean, they had some nice cliches. You know, that's basically what they were, was cliches of several killers. I could recognize them. You know, one of them was from Scream. One of them clearly was Friday the 13th. One of them was from basically the Blair Witch Project, or something from Salem, whatever. It actually says it was the New World, so yeah. I actually thought they were pretty cool. There was even one that I kind of don't know if it was actually from anything. It was the female person that killed herself, ghost that appeared.
The witch.
Yeah. I was thinking, no, like the one from like the one that sung, the redhead. I kind of took one from like the 13 Ghosts with like Matthew Lillard and the guy who played.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There was a lot of tropes in that.
Yeah, I mean, I
honestly,
I rather
I
might. Go ahead.
So,
I
if
mean,
you hated it, you know,
I didn't hate them, but I think they could have been better. There was definitely a little
probably.
bit of Netflix tomfoolery.
Oh yeah.
Though I mean, my favorite was the second one, the one that was at the summer camp in like 1970, 1980 something.
That was my absolute favorite because they did a lot of big reveals.
Yeah.
And plus it had the actress from Stranger Things in there.
Yes. Yeah.
So
like I said, that was my favorite. I mean, the whole lesbian romance thing kind of just had me rolling my eyes because it's like, of course.
Well, here's the thing. We have to be willing to accept that not all roles are going to be male or heterosexual.
I know that. I'm just saying, like, of course, with Netflix these days.
Right. Well, yeah. That didn't really have me bothered. I think the thing that I actually did not like about
it had me rolling my eyes. So that's all I'm just saying.
I think
it wasn't the best thing that I've seen, but it's not horrible. It kind of if I was bored, I may watch it again.
Oh yeah. Actually, speaking of which, I probably should sit down. I think my girlfriend and I've seen all three of them. I think her and I only watched two of them, and I'm not gonna lie, the third one was not my favorite at all.
Yeah, that one seemed to be kind of the weakest.
The first one I loved. And I was like, okay, I got to see the second one, and then okay, I saw the second one, and then I was like, okay, it's time to watch the third one. The third one was not my favorite at all.
Yeah, same here.
That was my least favorite. So that one got like the lower score. Got the lowest score out of all three of them. The first one, what was it? 94. See, it was 94, 74. It was
94. Yeah, 94, 74, and then something in the
so the
pilgrimage
first,
era.
The 1666.
Yeah.
So if I had to rate them among each one, the second one is my favorite. The first one is my second favorite, and my least favorite is the third one.
Yeah, I think I would match that up. I would agree with that. Now, it was just announced yesterday, new Fear Street movie in development at Netflix, and author R.L. Stine says. So
I want to point out I'm a huge R.L. Stine fan. That's probably something that I have never shared with anybody.
Okay.
I grew up with Goosebumps. I grew up with the books. The books were coming out when I was still a kid. It wasn't they weren't even fully out. Like, he was still writing that whole series with Scholastics. So and
around that time he was also working on the Fear Street novels too for young adults.
Yep. Actually, I would probably like to see that. I should get the Fear Street novels just to read over them. So here's the here's the deal. I'm a huge there's authors I love the most when I was growing up as a kid. Number one was K.A. Applegate, who wrote the Animorphs books. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm a big sci-fi fan. And then those books were even coming out. They weren't even fully done before they just finished up. If I remember correctly, they just finished up as I was going into high school. And then I'm a huge Goosebumps fan, so I definitely love R.L. Stine. And yes, I did like the new movies. I didn't like the second movie, the second movie of Goosebumps. with Jack Black. I thought that could have been a little bit. I thought they could have done a link between the two, other than the villain. With that, so they definitely could have done better.
The puppet. Dummy.
Yeah, but I did like the first movie the best, and I'm a big Jack Black fan, so there's that.
Yeah. But anyways, so on to this. Another R.L. Stein an author R.L. Stein reveals on Saturday that the new Fear Street movie in works at Netflix. The film is set to adapt from Stein's 1992 novel The Prom Queen, which is from his Fear Street book series. New movie news I can confirm announced that a new Fear Street movie is about to go into production at Netflix. He wrote on X, formerly Twitter. It's based on my Fear Street books. The Prom Queen. Good news. Yeah, yet to be seen. We'll see here. It's Netflix after all. The project will be the fourth Fear Street movie adapted from Stein's popular book series, a trilogy consistent of Fear Street Fear Street Part 1, 1994, Fear Street, which, by the way, another thing I liked about the first and second Fear Street novels or movies, just the atmosphere. It just felt like you were back in the 80s and also the 70s.
They did a good portrayal of that, yes.
So that was I miss the 90s. Can I just say that? I was born in 91 and I grew up in the 90s. Being born in 91, I got a little bit of the tail end of the 80s and also got to live through the 90s up into the early 2000s, and that just so much came out in that period. So many cartoons, movies, so much. Oh, can I go back to the 90s or the 80s? One of those two, please.
No, we're not the doctor. We don't have the ability to do that.
I wish. Fear Street Part 2, 1978, and Fear Street Part 3, 1666. I wonder if they were trying to go for a 666 thing there. Was previously released on Netflix with 3 consecutive weeks in 2021. While they were directed by Leigh Janica, and followed a group of teenagers who discovered terrifying events that have haunted their town for generations, may all be connected per the trilogy's logline. Which, by the way, all but 3 of the original group of teens survived. Or we're all killed, I should say. Two of the friends were just like blatantly killed. I don't know how I felt about that. How did you feel like
that was a big bummer for a trilogy? That was a bummer.
It's like they survived until like the very end, until like
and then they were just getting picked off one by one.
Well, I mean, it wasn't even like that good of a pick off. It's just like they were picked up and one. Okay, spoiler alert for those that haven't seen Fear Street yet. But I mean, like, what? It's been 2 years, so where have you been?
Almost 3.
One had their head shoved through a bread slicer or a cake slicer. I don't know. It was a slicer of some kind for the bakery, and then. What was the other one? What happened to the other one? He was like stabbed or something like that, or
I believe so. And I believe like 2 of them just like got together for like the first time, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it just kind of like, really, you went there, you did that. Yeah. So continuing, though a few details have been released about the new film, the book's official description posted on R.L. Stein's website reads. A spring night, soft moonlight, 5 beautiful prom queen candidates, dancing couples at the shady side high prom. These should be ingredients for romance, but stir in one brutal murder, another, then another, and another, and the recipe quickly turns to horror. Lizzie McVeigh realizes that someone is murdering the 5 prom queen candidates one by one, and that she may be next on the list. Can she stop the murders before the dance is over? For good? What do you feel? How do you feel about this?
I'm gonna watch it. I like the other 3, so if this is a new movie, I'm gonna definitely look over it. By the way, sorry if you heard someone sneezing in the background. That was just a
house.
The sneeze came on, and yeah, it happens. It's allergy season, people, and in my state's allergy season. Get over it.
Yep. So
also flu season. So here we go.
Yes.
So I may watch this. I don't know. I'm leaning in the direction I may watch it. I didn't hate
the previous 3 movies. It definitely could have been some improvements to kind of get rid of the Netflix politics in it, but I may give this a chance.
Well, I'm not going to nitpick here, but
I like nitpicking.
I'm going to watch it because it's not the most appealing feature, not the most appealing thing about you, but I'm just going to announce that, but doesn't take away from that we do share some geekdom. So, but I'm going to give it a chance. So hopefully, I mean, it can't be any worse than the 3rd movie. Like I said, it could just be because it was the tail end of the story and stuff like that is the reason why it wasn't my most favorite. But I definitely did like the 2nd one because we got a little bit more insight into exactly how things went down.
I think the first 3 Fear Streets movies were not even based off the books. They were kind of just based off the
kind of the series itself.
Right.
Various genre. The films are based on R.L. Stein's, but okay, so yeah, they are based off. Hold on. Overall story revolves around teenage Kirsch. Goosebumps, Ghost. Okay. Okay. I guess it is based off of. I guess it is based off of the characters themselves, but I guess that was the overall arcing story of the books series. Speaking of the horror genre, so how much have you paid attention to the Scream series? In recent years,
closer than I probably. I don't know what more can they do.
Well, I mean, they did end up having, I think, the 2 leads leave the movie. The new leads that take over that was supposed to be taking over the series from Neve Campbell.
Yeah.
They both left. One of Jenna Ortega because of, I guess if I remember correctly, I think people did not like what she has said in the past because surprisingly it's been really based. I mean, when she did the Wednesday TV show, apparently they did not like her that much because she said no, Wednesday wouldn't do this or Wednesday wouldn't do that. So I can respect that.
Yeah. But I can also respect that she did her research on Wednesday because it was, to my knowledge, a collaboration between her and the producer. They're close and working together on that. And if that's what people hate, well, all I'm going to say is it sucks to be you because you know what? She's the lead actress. It's her show. It's her recognition on the line. And if you have a problem with that, well, too bad. I don't know really what else to say. Just too fucking bad. I didn't really think the Wednesday show was that bad. Actually, there was some things I definitely didn't like about it, but there was things I did like about it, and I did like the nostalgia with it. It had a lot of good moments in it. So I am waiting for season 2, and I will be watching it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched it myself. That's on my list of things to watch. It's just right now I'm currently in the middle of watching Star Wars with Tabletop and Mrs. Tabletop, as well as rewatching the Stargate series with Fractured Filter, uh, J Hitman, Static 2000 or 2020, and also Nerdy Neo. So my plate's a little full, as well as playing Infamous on the side. But anyway,
I am really thinking about
and also doing
I
the RPG shows with you.
oh yeah. I am actually still thinking about going online and ordering Stargate SG-1 and Atlantis, the complete collections.
Well, if you're willing to take if you're willing to, I can show you the one that I got. It basically encompasses almost the entire Stargate collection minus the animated show, which was like one season.
I guess I gotta ask what you mean by that, because like what I mean is I'm gonna pick up the complete seasons, so that way I can watch the TV show over again, because I was on Fractured Filter's channel that night for a little bit, and I was watching when I was doing that party with you guys. It just got me. I don't know.
I mean,
I
loved it.
It sparked fire in me, and I said, okay, I miss good storytelling, and that, I mean, there's obviously some continuity issues, but that was a movie that wasn't supposed to. I don't think it was supposed to become anything, and it ended up becoming a lot of things, and now it became a franchise. So they had to definitely do some world building and make some changes on that. And yeah, I definitely would like to rewatch Stargate. All of it.
When we were watching it that night, I just had the massive amount of nostalgia. So this is what I bought. This is the collection that I bought. It has SG-1, Atlantis, and Universe in it.
Okay.
So it does not have the movies, unfortunately, but
we gotta get the movies though, because the movies were pretty good too. Actually, I'm going to Amazon right now.
I'll give you the link. Hold on, folks. Here you go.
Okay, I already got it. I pulled it up before you sent me the link.
But anyways, okay, going back to what I was really talking about with the with Scream. So Scream 7, Neve Campbell would potentially return under the right circumstances. So when they did Scream 6, or was it Scream 5, that was supposed to be Neve Campbell's final movie, which I can understand, because in that movie they gave her twin daughters, and she did end up marrying Detective Kincaid from Scream 3, which I kind of liked. It's like she's finally in a happy place. She's finally got her happy ending. Now I just kind of got pissed when they killed Dewey, and also they ended up separating Dewey and Gale. That kind of
I hated that.
Yeah. Yep. Not only did they separate Dewey and Gale, they killed Dewey. I'm going to reiterate it again, like a third time. They killed Dewey. You don't kill Dewey. But anyways, back to this. The future of Scream franchise is quite unclear at the moment. I wonder why. With the franchise stars Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega no longer involved in the upcoming Scream 7, the director Christopher Landon, whatever, exiting the project as well. Well, that's not good.
Oh, yeah. I am not watching that. If I watch that, it's only purely because I've seen all the others. That's it.
Yeah.
So how do you call a movie Scream 7 when they get rid of every cast that has a connection with one another. And then, yeah, okay.
The project has completely fallen apart behind the scenes. I wonder why. Needless to say, Paramount and Spyglass are scrambling. Well, I mean, to be honest, this whole thing fell apart with Scream 6 when you had, or Scream 5 when you had the freaking, when you decided to throw, when you started to, when you made it toxic fandom being the villain. A report came out. A report came out this past November that suggests the studios are hoping to bring Neve Campbell back to Scream 7, and Campbell is open to that under the right circumstances. It's sad to me that they're struggling at the moment. I would imagine that the people at the top are spinning a little bit, trying to make the right decisions. I would okay, yeah, whatever. Trying to. I would imagine people want to do the right thing. That's questionable. I would hope Campbell tells IndieWire in a new. I hope Campbell tells IndieWire in a new chat this weekend. I love this franchise. I would hope it doesn't fall apart. Well, of course you love it. It's the franchise that's revolved around you and made you really popular. She did a great job as Cindy. Let's just say that. When asked if she would ever return, Campbell had this to say: "Given the right circumstances, yes, I would. I made a statement several years ago, and it was the reason I didn't do Scream 6 at the time. I just really felt the need to stand up and say that I don't believe I would have been treated the way I had been a man carrying a franchise for 25 years." Oh. Seriously. Come on, I was praising you. Now you're kind of making me groan here, Nib. And still stands. That I did not need to read that. The reason Campbell didn't return for Scream 6 was because she wasn't being offered the money she felt she was worth. Shocking there. So that's one of the issues that would need to be resolved before she ever considered playing Sidney Prescott at the big screen one more time. The movie needs a new protagonist now that Barrera and Ortega are no longer returning to Woodsboro. They're returning to Woodsboro? They just did a movie in New York. Which I think I've heard that like it was basically a repeat of Jason Takes Manhattan kind of thing, where like most of the shots were elsewhere but New York. So I'm imagining the studios are hungry to bring Campbell back at any cost. Stay tuned for more on Scream 7 as well. As we learn it, the movie is not only without a star but also without a director. So a lot is going to have to come together for this one to get moving. Last we heard James Vanderbilt and Guy Busick are still on board to write the script. How do you feel about that? Are you at all interested in seeing Scream 7 with Cindy coming back to be the main star?
I'm not gonna lie to you. You lost me when they said that they got rid of everyone, and that the only way that, and you know what? I hate to break it to people, but here's the thing: I didn't care about the fact that if she doesn't want to return because she feels the price isn't right, that's on the people offering her the instances. I mean, it's she isn't a child actor. She's not. She's been in many movies. She has prestige in the movie business, and if she feels she is worth, if you tell her we want you to have this much screen time, we want you to do this many takes and this and that, and she says, well, I'm worth this, and this is what I will do it for this and no less, then they should just give it to her, because I'm sorry, there were a lot of actors who didn't even have that much prestige that Hollywood did actually pay. So sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also you have the new deal that the World Actors the Actors Guild made. And apparently, a lot of people are upset about that one because apparently. Oh geez, I forgot to look up that article, the stuff about that. There was something that came out that talked about that, where it talked about how they are beginning to introduce AI voice actors into the video game sphere as a testing ground for when they do it for movies and animated shows and stuff like that.
So we're making actors obsolete? How is that even possible?
Well, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to pay. Basically, the way that the unions set it up is that you're going to sign away your voice to these companies so they can use it for their franchises. You get paid a part of that. You get paid of the income of that, but also from your income the union gets their dues.
I was trying to find a sarcasm sign for you.
At least that's how I'm taking it. So
that was sarcasm. I don't give a shit. It's not going to be as good. There ain't no way.
I mean,
what are they going to do? Take voices of other actors and then tweak it to make it? Oh, but we changed it by 10%, so now we own it.
Well, no. Basically, what it's doing is they're going to buy your voice, basically.
Oh no.
Yeah. Which
I would love it if somebody says to Morgan Freeman, I want to buy your voice. I want him to make sure his voice is worth an amount of money that does not exist.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm sorry. There are some people's voices. No, don't sell your voices, people.
I can understand in certain circumstances where that would become maybe important. Like, for example, the voice of James Earl Jones. You're never going to find someone who's able to replicate Darth Vader's voice like that.
Oh, heck no.
I mean, there are some people that are successful at doing it a little bit, but dear Lord, he is the voice of Darth Vader. Anyone who hasn't, go look up videos of the pre James Earl Jones dubbing of Darth Vader, and you could just got this. I think he was Scottish, or he was Scottish or English, and he just the actor who's the body for Darth Vader. He's Scottish or English. I can't remember exactly, but dear Lord, it did not fit. They needed James Earl Jones, but yeah, I mean, but also at the same time, sometimes you have to let things go in order for better things to come about. Like, sometimes some actors will do a better job, or it gives them a better opportunity for when to work. If you're going to constantly bring people back from the dead to do the role over and over again, it's not going to let anyone else to get their foot into the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a little side thing there. Next up, more in the horror field. Did you see Thanksgiving, the movie?
I did not.
Neither did
that
I.
was one I was trying to see, but
never had the time, and life was hectic at the time for me.
And I think for me it was it didn't go to any streaming services that I had, which is weird because I pay for a lot of them.
I mean, because it was just limited to the movies, to the theaters.
Yeah, it was.
But good news. Thanksgiving's heads home this month with stuffed Blu-rays and DVD release.
Huh.
Yes.
Cool.
After making $43 million at the worldwide box office, Eli Roth's slasher movie Thanksgiving heads home this month with the digital and stuffed Blu-ray DVD release. The Thanksgiving on digital this in 2 days, Tuesday, January 16th. I cannot speak, and my mouth is dry, and I have no water nearby. The slasher
Sounds like a
heads.
personal issue.
Yes, it is. The slasher heads into Blu-ray and DVD January 30th, so later on this month. In Thanksgiving, after a Black Friday riot ends in tragedy, a mysterious Thanksgiving-inspired killer terrorizes Plymouth, Massachusetts, the birthplace of the infamous holiday. The cast for the featured length slasher includes Patrick Dempsey, Addison Rae, Jalen Thomas Brooks, Milo Manheim, Nell Burley.
Milo Manheim.
Thank you. Gina Gershon and Tim Dillon. People, you gotta learn. I can't pronounce words or names, so forgive me if I mispronounce something and it offends you. That's your problem. And Rick Hoffman. Roth wrote the script with Jeff Randall, Roger Burnham, and Eli Roth produced. I wrote the slasher in my review. Like curating the perfect holiday feast, Roth orchestrated various vicious, thrilling, and rickusly, this word here, raucously, entertaining.
Ruckusly? I don't know.
Ruckusly.
I'm
gonna go with
Is that even a freaking word?
I have no clue. That or someone at Bloody Disgusting.
Anyway, it sounds loud and rough. Ruckus.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
ruckus.
Ruckus.
Yeah, ruckusly. Okay.
There we go.
Entertaining slasher with a showstopper finale. It makes for a satisfying feast for the horror fan this time of year, and it's all but sure to become a new holiday horror classic. I like that. I like that a lot. You got Valentine's Day. You got My Bloody Valentine's Day. You got the Leprechaun for St. Patrick's Day. Was there? No, there was not. My mind just went blank on other or Leprechaun for Easter. No, that is St. Patrick's Day. Sorry, I'm kind of lost there. My head just went elsewhere. You have Halloween, you got Christmas, and now we have Thanksgiving. About dang time too. And this is freaking born out of a mock trailer for the Grindhouse movies.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Where was I? For even more on the behind scenes fun and for bringing this slasher original slasher to life on screen. Which that's another thing I really liked is that it's an original movie. It's not based on anything. It's original movie.
Thank God. It's been forever since we had one of those.
Yes. Roth broke down John Carvey's design and more in the recent interview with Bloody Disgusting. So if anyone wants to go read it, it's right there. You'll want to get caught up if you haven't seen Thanksgiving yet. John Carver will officially be back to terrorize the holiday in the official Greenlight sequel set for 2025. I don't know how I feel about that. Luckily, the home release will offer the perfect chance to get acquainted with John Carver. So these are the special features. You have exclusive, deleted and extended scenes, outtakes, Massachusetts movie, Eli and Jeff's early films. Also includes behind the screams, gore galore, commentary with Eli Roth and Jeff Randall. And on the DVD, you'll have behind the screams, gore galore.
That second word was gore galore.
Gore galore. Thank you.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Here's the exasperation in my voice, people.
I love you, man.
you had this whole article. I had to throw something out there, and I'm like, oh, he hasn't let me speak yet. So here we go. Here's the exasperation.
How do you feel? How do you feel? Are you excited for? Are you gonna get the physical copy, or are you gonna get the digital one? I think I'm gonna go for the physical.
Bro. I'd get the 2-for-1 deal because you always get a deal. You get the physical and the digital for the same price you get the physical if you just buy both. Maybe $2 more.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah, that's the one I'm getting right there. Yeah, right there.
And let's go ahead and do a bonus here. Let's go ahead and do this bonus here. Friday, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, an update from Josh Hutcherson.
Before we begin with this, I have something to say about Five Nights at Freddy's. I like the movie. My son liked the movie, and I heard this got a lot of hate. And I'm going to say this right now. I know what the problem is around here, and I don't care. Okay? Because there's been some strange and sick movies that I would not even consider or that I'd be happy to say, yeah, I'm never watching that, and neither are my kids. So here's the thing. When it comes to Five Nights at Freddy's, I actually did like that. I am sorry that nobody else did, but you know what's also funny? They made their money back 5 times, if not 10 times
Yes,
over, if I remember correctly. So, and I'm actually going to look that up right now because I like that movie, and so did my son. And my son, you know what? My son is a true Five Nights at Freddy's guy, lore guy. He will read everything on the internet and everything he can find out about the Five Nights at Freddy's. That is his thing, and he legitimately went through with me, and him and I had a discussion about it, and he said, "Well, listen here, Dad. It did follow the lore, maybe not 100% exactly, but movies are made to be changed a little bit." And he's like, for the most part, it followed the lore of the first game. And I think he said there was even some from the other games in there a little bit. And I can't remember the whole conversation, but we sat down and had an hour conversation about it because I wanted to see what he actually had to say. And at the time, I still liked the movie. I thought, because I don't know much about it compared to him, I'm going to say this right now. My son's 14 years old and had a more intellectual debate with me than I've ever had with any 14-year-old.
Nice. I'm looking up right now. That did not go the way I wanted.
And my son saw the hate on the internet, and he was like, I don't understand this.
There we go. Five Nights at Freddy's. So at Five Nights at Freddy's, the domestic box office was $137 million, $275,620. The international was $157,369,534, with a grand total of $294,645,154.
Oh God, that was like 10 times. That was like over 10 times over.
Yep.
And yet it only got a 5.5 rating.
I wonder why.
Because people suck.
Well, I mean, to be honest, this, as fun as this movie was, it wasn't the greatest of all time. It just came out at the right moment. A lot of people are looking for something different and something new, and this came out at that time. So
yeah, but I can't say that
it definitely was a fun movie.
I cannot say that
it's definitely a fun movie.
I'm going to say here, I am definitely not going to say that's the only reason why it made the amount of money that it did, because you're going to tell me, you're going to tell me it came out at the right place at the right time over a marketing stunt, and that's why they made that kind of money? No, I don't think that. I think it's a legitimately good movie, and nobody wants to acknowledge it because they wanted something different.
I was saying is that it is also definitely a fun movie. It's a fun movie that came out at the right point in time because people are looking for something new, something different, and this is just the spark.
I'm gonna say this. I hated the aunt.
Yes, I was happy when she died.
I hated the aunt.
Later, last year was a huge year for Blumhouse Productions, as the video game adaptation of Five Nights at Freddy's became the company's highest grossing movie of all time.
Before you continue, I'm going to stop you right there and go. I've been actually wanting to say this, and I just remembered that I wanted to say this. Travis Willingham. I know you're probably never going to see this stream, but I loved you in that movie. Nobody knows who you were in that movie.
You know,
but I know who you were in that movie.
This is what I'm going to do. You know what? I don't give you many times just talking. I didn't give you much time to talk in the last article, so you do this one. I'm going to hand it over to you. I'm going to hand it over to you.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
There's the link in the chat.
And if anyone wants to know, because nobody can figure out who Travis Willingham played, he played Freddy Fazbear, so I liked it. And if nobody knows who that is, just go watch.
Google it.
Something. Watch Vox Machina. He's on Critical Role. I mean, if nobody knows who he is by now, I don't know what to say.
That was the guy.
I'm not a huge Critical Role fan, but like I love the voice actors.
That was the. Was that the?
He played Grog.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Let's see here. There we go. Let's see if I can make it through this without getting pissy.
Falling asleep.
No, pissy. Last year was a huge year for Blumhouse Productions. You know, they don't make a lot of good movies, I don't think.
There was like a couple here and there. I
gotta look them up again because I don't think like this was definitely a take.
They did Happy Birthday, which I did. The first one I liked. The second one not so much.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right. Anyway, as a video game adaptation, Five Nights at Freddy's became the company's highest-grossing movie of all time. Released in theaters and available for streaming on Peacock on the same day, the Emma Tammy directed horror movie made $289 million at the worldwide box office in the final months of 2023. Suck a dick, haters. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is, of course, on the way soon. Haha. And the sequel hasn't yet officially received a green light. It's only a matter of time before the animatronics return to the big screen. After all, low budget horror movies don't make $289 million and not get sequels. That was considered low budget?
Let me see how much it made. Or let me see what the budget was on the movie. I'll let you know.
$20 million.
Oh, well, I mean, for Hollywood these days, that is low budget because they're normally
okay.
For a big time movie, they're normally up in the billions now.
Yeah, very true. Speaking with Variety this week, star Josh Hutcherson provides an update. I know they're in the process right now of nailing down the story and they want to get going as soon as possible. Hutcherson tells the outlet, obviously the fans are amazing and die hard. Yes, we are. Thank you, sir, for recognizing us. My son's again, I have a son. He's a huge fan, and he wanted the second movie the same day I wanted the second movie, and that was right after that one. You guys could have did 2 movies back-to-back release, we would have loved it.
Yeah.
Instead you got what's his face trying to do that with Rebel Moon, and I don't want to go there. Obviously the fans are amazing and die hard. For me, to be a part of it was so cool and phenomenal. We hoped it would connect with audiences, he continues, but I don't think that anybody, even on our side of things, expected it to really connect the way that it did. I'm dying to get back on set. Emma Tammy, our director, was fantastic, and it was such a fun world to play in. I'm excited to see what we're doing next. And last year's horror movie, after accepting security guard job from Steve, Matthew Lillard, love you, man. And for those who don't know, he's actually a tabletop gamer too. I wouldn't know these things. I don't know why nobody else does. Mike, played by Jess Hutcherson, discovers an abandoned restaurant may actually be haunted by murderous animatronics. Five Nights at Freddy's is a horror video game series in which you must survive the I can't say that word, not going to try. Five Nights at Freddy's Fazbear's Pizza from the dangers of the animatronic characters. And that's that, folks. So
he gave me a perfect amount of time to go and get some water.
Oh, good. I assume you were choking, which is why you left. Anyway. So anyway, the movie could have been
Titular,
worse.
by the way.
The
That's
movie could have been worse.
The wording you were looking for is titular.
I don't care. Anyway, the movie could have been a lot worse than what it really was. We really got something that was actually something that stood on its own.
It also respected what the source material that it came from.
Yes, it did. It respected the source material. A lot of people don't think it did, but it's like, okay, first off, let's look at the source material. What did we get out of that? It was literally a Flash game when it first started.
Yeah, it was just a sit in this one spot, make sure you keep an eye on the monitors. That's about it, and don't get killed by the
they actually
doors.
changed the games. I think they changed the games multiple times and updated them over the years multiple times. But when it first started, it was literally just a Flash game that you could play inside your web browser.
The one thing I did not like about anything about what happened around everything is what happened to the original creator. He got attacked because he was both a conservative Christian and also he donated to Trump. So
yeah, well,
he got forced out of his own company or something like that.
You know, I don't get political very much, but that was bullshit. You know, we have the right to side with whatever party we want to. For me, I like to stay neutral because our lives are just filled with drama, and I could care less. I mean, drama. I'm going to tell people. You know, I'm going to tell you guys this: drama will stress you out, and stress is a killer. So,
unfortunately, sometimes you can't get away.
It is silent. It is silent, and it's deadly. So there you go.
Unfortunately, sometimes you just can't get away with being non-political. Because some of the people will come after you either way.
Oh, I know.
Blumhouse has worked on the Paranormal Activity movies.
Blumhouse.
Blumhouse, yes. Blumhouse.
You said Plumhouse.
I know.
I don't remember talking about a plum.
Blumhouse worked on the Paranormal Activity movies. They did Insidious, Sinister. They did The Lords of Salem. Let's see here. Oculus.
So let me backtrack my former statement then. It was definitely something else I was thinking of. So I do apologize. Yes, they did do some good. They did a lot of good movies because I believe Happy Death Day. I haven't seen that, but I heard it was good. What else? Insidious. Insidious was not what I was thinking.
Insidious was the one with the other side. He had that creepy woman who was the teacher from the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Okay.
She plays a medium in Insidious.
Okay. That's not the one I was thinking of.
Then you have Sinister with the demon that kidnaps children.
Okay. Yep. Is it Insidious is the one I'm thinking of?
Maybe.
What was the one where it wasn't Insidious. It was what was the one where this family traveled to a house and Sinister. Yeah, there we go. Never mind.
Did I say Insidious? I meant to say in Sinister when I was talking about the demon that kidnaps children.
Yeah. The Sinister was that one. Okay. But that wasn't done by Blumhouse, was it?
No, they worked on it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
They did. Yeah, it's right there. It's right there. Never mind. That one. Now I'm gonna say this: Sinister freaked me the fuck out. Also, Get Out was another freaky movie. Fucking loved that one.
Yeah, the Blumhouse.
I've seen a lot of these movies, so I was like,
yeah. Blumhouse has done a lot of movies. Some have been hits, some have been misses. I'm not happy with what they've done to the Halloween series. I'm been disappointed with that. I'm not a fan of what they did to Black Christmas. I prefer the original over the 2 remakes, especially over the second remake.
Oh, they even did the Green Inferno. Oh my god, that was like, okay. So that wasn't a bad movie, but I'm gonna say this: that was a freaky ass, terrible ass movie. I only watched it once and will never watch it again. But that's only because it was the way it was. It just no, and it even made me feel like I didn't want to go outside my front door.
I'm gonna have to get you to watch Cannibal Holocaust then.
Screw you. I don't want to talk about cannibals. That's what got me, was I no.
You and I are going to be watching it. They did Megan, the psycho robot friend.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say this. I did not. I've seen that, and there was that one suggested dance scene, which I just did not know how I felt about. Like, I don't know.
I understand. They also did the Exorcist Believer movie, which that bombed from my understanding. They also did the Night Swim, which came out recently, and that's not doing so good right now because it's from a concept. It was from like a short film that was over 10 years old, and James Wan apparently bought the rights to the short film and sat on it all that time. So it's just like, you kind of missed your chance there. So the movies that they have planned coming this year is Imaginary. I'm seeing a poster that it has a stuffed bear on the top on the Evil. They're doing a Wolfman remake, Megan 2.0, and the Black Phone 2. The first Black Phone wasn't too bad. I actually did enjoy it. Not too excited, huh?
No, not for Megan 2.0. I thought that was I thought they wrapped that up pretty good. That's not like a Chucky thing. But then again, we're kind of going in the day where modern AI can do things for us that it never able to do. Hey guys, I'm gonna just say this right now. If somebody comes in and asks you if this is your name and they look like they're wearing sunglasses and a biker's jacket and they say, "Come with me if you want to live," you should probably do it.
Yeah, that's debatable unless they're trying to trick you into following them so they can kill you in the alley behind the building.
I don't think a machine would do that, but that's just me. And yes, a little bit of a Terminator joke there, because just think about it for a moment. AI can do everything we need it to. It's for entertainment. What's next? Weaponry and stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. We'll just go to the Terminator side of this.
There was something. I posted it on Melee Games channel. There's something that I can't remember, where did I post it. Geesh, was it dad jokes? It was something that Elon Musk posted. Was that it, or was it in general chat? Sorry, folks. I'm doing some scrolling here. But basically, it talked about how Elon Musk was talking about how the machines became self-aware and whatnot in 20 years, or not 20, but a certain amount of time. Let me see here. Maybe if I can do. It's gonna bug me that I can't find this now until I do find it. Okay, avoid that. Oh yeah, so it is from this scene from Terminator. Elon Musk posted this on the 9th. And because it is 10 seconds long, I can go ahead and play it all in whole. Yay!
Look, I am not stupid, you know. They cannot make things like that yet.
Not yet. Not for about 40 years.
So Terminator came out in 1984. 40 years after 1984 is 2024. What do you think?
Yeah. That's all I can say.
It's kind of like, uh-oh. Maybe we should stop playing around with this kind of stuff.
It also doesn't help that I just found out that I can buy Stargate SG-1 role-playing game core rulebook that was actually newly updated from like a year ago. Newly updated from actually 2022. It came out in 2022, and I can get the PDF right now for $10.
Ooh, tempting. But which do you want to get? Do you want to get the RPG or do you want to get the Blu-ray set? You gotta choose one or the other.
Oh, that's bullshit. I can take both. I work for a living. I just gotta
Have
make
you
sure
cleared
those
it with the
paper.
missus? Have you cleared it with the missus?
Is she cool with it?
I want to hear her say it.
Yeah. Honey? Are you cool with me buying a $160 Blu-ray DVD set with collection episodes and stuff like that, and a tabletop RPG game for $10, like $170?
As long as we have the extra.
Yep. See, as long as we have the extra.
Okay, folks, you hit there. Anyways, moving on. What? Oh, okay. So this is for the Ghostbusters. A little kind of somewhat sidestep from horror into supernatural / adventure. Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbuster movies, they released promo photos for Empire. So here's the first one. What do you think of this? What do you think of this shot right here? First off,
Janine finally became a Ghostbuster.
Yep. The original Ghostbusters.
It only took her like 40-something years.
Yeah.
It only took her that long.
The original Ghostbusters are back in Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and the brand new issue of Empire magazine reveals an awesome new shot of the crew reunited once more. Peter Venkman, played by Bill Murray, Ray Stantz, played by Dan Aykroyd, Winston Zeddemore, played by Ernie Hudson, and Janine Milnitz, played by Annie Potts, are all back in the brand new Ghostbusters movies and one of the two collective covers of Empire, which glow in the dark, by the way. Okay,
come on, Rick Moranis, you can come back. You are the real Ghostbuster. I wanted to see you become a Ghostbuster after the second movie.
I'm trying to remember Rick Moranis. I think he's not done much after he retired. That's because he went.
He retired.
He retired to become a stay-at-home husband and father.
Yep.
Because I think his wife passed away or something.
His wife passed away shortly after that. Yes.
Yeah. So.
And
unfortunately, he
did not want to be an absent father. He didn't want to be an absent father from his kids.
I applaud him for that. I applaud him for that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it was like a year or two ago where he was assaulted in New York or something. So
I believe so, something like that. Yeah.
Where was I? Featured all 4 iconic legacy characters suited up and doing what they do best, busting ghosts. On particular note, Janine takes center stage in the official promo shot, suggesting that Annie Potts will be playing a much more active role in the Frozen Empire than she did in Afterlife. The other cover features the new characters that were introduced in Ghostbusters Afterlife, and also teases a new ghost and some brand new busting technology from Frozen Empire. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire will release in theaters on March 22nd, 2024. So in about another 2 months.
Now, I love the idea that they're advancing the science a bit further on ghost technology, because I think so I'm going to say this.
We live in the 21st century. Obviously, the technology is going to be more advanced.
I only watched the Star Wars all-female cast, or not Star Wars, Ghostbusters all-female cast one, because it has funny parts, but I don't take it really seriously. But then I did like the one idea. They did have some good ideas in there, and one of the ideas I did like was the amount of technology that they tried putting in there, and tried building new gadgets and stuff that would help them bust ghosts easier. And I just wish that they did that a little bit more in the other, in the actual other movies. And it looks like we're going that route.
I mean, I can understand that they didn't have more newer technology in the other movie, because what happened to
also the
Ghostbusters?
80s.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that in the Afterlife,
right?
I can understand why they didn't have it in Afterlife, because you had, oh God, now his name all of a sudden slips my mind. Not Winston, not Venkman, not
Egon.
Egon, thank you. You had Egon, who took all of the traps with him when he went to the dirt farm, and basically that kind of killed the Ghostbusters team, because without those traps they couldn't catch any ghosts, they couldn't keep up the revenue, and so they kind of just dried up, so they couldn't create new technology.
Right.
So I can understand why there was no new technology in that movie, because Ghostbusters ceased to exist for like what, 20 years?
Something like that, yeah.
20, 30 years.
Yeah.
But anyways, continuing. Where was I? Ghostbusters. Okay. In Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, the Spengler family returns to where it all started, the iconic New York City firehouse, to team up with the original Ghostbusters, who've developed a top secret research lab to take busting ghosts to the next level. There you go, table. But when the discovery of the ancient artifact unleashes an evil force, Ghostbusters new and old must join forces to protect their home and save the world from a second ice age. Way to go! You're gonna kill us all. Gil Keenan directing the upcoming sequel. He did Monster House and Poltergeist. Is that the remake of Poltergeist? I heard that didn't do so good. So here's one promo pic. That's kind of disappointing, because that's the only promo pic they give. They give us the covers. So you got some weird snake tail thing going on here. Oh, it's a kind of looks like a little bit of, I guess that's part of the snake tail thing. It's kind of an anglerfish, looking kind of like an anglerfish. And you got the new crew here.
Well,
what do you think? Are you excited? I'm tentatively excited for this, because I can't. These past like 8 years have been kind of a stress when it comes to movies. So I'm trying
It's been kind of a hit. It's been kind of a hit or miss thing.
90% of the time a hit, or 90% of the time a miss.
Yeah.
And that's because of certain political opinions that Hollywood has that the rest of the country does not.
Right.
So I'm I'm hesitant, but I'm also slightly excited. I'm trying to be enough excited I'm not depressed, but I'm trying to also say this could go into a horrible direction, because it can.
I'm just taking a backseat right now. Like I'm gonna let it happen. I'm probably gonna see it. It's probably gonna be something, because like right now, there's not a whole lot of movies I want to see.
Well, I mean, there's not a whole lot.
I'm doing a lot of nostalgia. Like right now, I mean, we're kind of just sitting back and going through Star Wars
and Stargate, and
so,
Doctor Who,
the original, not
classic,
not the new stuff. Yeah, so.
Though I wouldn't mind if we go through the new Who up to Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're kind of just going through some old stuff, because at this point in time, there's not that much great stuff that's being produced now. In fact, actually, I've seen a lot of people talk about how this year there's not a lot of things that are drawing many people's attention. So
No.
okay. Now next over into the adventure genre. Did you watch Top Gun Mavericks?
No.
Neither did I. But they were doing a third movie. Top Gun 3 in development with Tom Cruise. Following the big news that Tom Cruise signed a non-exclusive mega deal with Warner Brothers Discovery, Paramount is quick to get word out that Top Gun 3 is in development. Which, by the way, I don't know if you know this, if you heard about this table. Apparently, there's talks between Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount. Or not Paramount. Actually, is it? Hold on 1 second. I need to look this up now because it's going to bug me.
Universal? Never mind. I'm going to let you just... all right, guys. So since he's looking stuff up and it's taking freaking forever, I'm going to sit here and mention it. So how is everyone doing? We're having a great time. Very, very fun. We got to keep it alive, keep it alive, keep it alive. So here we go.
Yes,
we got a comment right here. Mrs. Tabletop. Hasn't been a very good movie since the 90s. No, it hasn't. You are right, Mrs. Tabletop. Has not been very good since the freaking 90s. We got to acknowledge her. And I'm actually going to... Chris, can you click on her comment for me? There we go. Yep, there we go, everybody. And that is a picture of a cat. Okay, so that's great.
Anyways,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yes, there is talks between Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount about maybe a possible merger. Have you heard about that?
All right. Say that one more time.
There's talks between Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount about a possible merger.
Again.
There's a possibility that Paramount and Warner Brothers Discovery are going to become one company.
Okay, that's what I thought you said. Oh, what in fresh hell is this? Jeez.
It's because Paramount is not doing so great with their monetary wise. They got a lot of debt, and some of it in the rumor mill is that Warner Brothers Discovery is willing to take on that debt for the two companies become one. So basically, Paramount Warner Brothers Discovery Company, or something of that nature.
Oh,
yeah. But if it happens, then this will be interesting. But at the same time, it's like we've already got Disney who's buying up everything. Is Warner Brothers now going to buy up everything else?
It's basically they're monopolizing it, making it to where the competition's gone.
Yeah. So back to the article. Tuesday saw it announced that Tom Cruise will be jointly develop and produce an original franchise theatrical films, which he will star in starting this year and in partnership with Warner Brothers Discovery. At the time, the official announcement made no mention of Tom Cruise that Tom Cruise will continue to work with other studios. Only trades reported Cruise will still be working with Paramount and Universal. Okay. What is Top Gun 3 about? So Top Gun 3 is happening happening as Top Gun Maverick co-writer Aaron Kruger is certainly writing a draft for the script. The flick is said to see Tom Cruise reuniting with Miles Teller and Glenn Powell, as well as producer Jerry Bruckheimer and David Ellison. Joe Kosinski will reportedly either direct or produce. Cruise is also filming Mission Impossible 8 for Paramount. Regarding Universal, Cruise is developing that $200 million space film with Doug Liman and Elon Musk. $200 million space film? What in the world is that? Give me a second here. I'm gonna just... What is that? Oh, I don't remember. I like heard about this a little bit. but I probably need to do a little more reading on it, which I'll do it. I'll say that for maybe next week. Top Gun Maverick brought in nearly $1.5 million at the box office in 2020 and followed the original from 1986. That is today's dollars, nearly brought in $1 billion. This movie came in at a good time because a lot of people are sick and tired of the anti-American mentality that Hollywood has, and this did a good job of making you feel good like an American. And then the thing is that there was no politics. There wasn't really much politics in it. You didn't know who the bad guy was, and it was just a fun movie from what I heard. I haven't seen it myself. It's like on my list of like a huge list of movies to watch that I need to do. But a lot of people love this movie, and it did a great job at the box office. Especially because you have a lot of people. This is also around the time that you had a lot of people saying, "Oh, the big spooky virus is destroying the box office. There's no movie. All the Disney movies aren't doing so good because of the spooky virus." And then you had this one that came out of nowhere, and it blew all of those complaints out of the water. What do you think? Are you gonna possibly watch the Top Gun movies just so you can get ready for this one? Does this at all interest you?
Nope.
No, not just
Nope.
a fighter, Air Force jockey.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I know. Maybe I will. I don't know. You're not at all hypnotized by the Tom Cruise-ness?
Oh, definitely not.
I
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Tom Cruise as an actor. I just I don't know. I think I don't know. I'm in a mood. Like I'm very picky these days with my movies.
I wouldn't be.
I don't want
to.
to. I don't want to. Yeah, I'm very picky. Like, put it to everyone this way. I thought Rebel Moon was a good movie, right up until the producer said something of, "Yeah, I want to focus more on sex scenes." And there was an article on that, and then I was like, "Okay, now I don't care."
And Mrs. Tabletop says, "Not a Top Gun fan." Have you ever watched the movies, Mrs. Tabletop?
Yeah, she has.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, she's got one on me there because I've never actually watched them, or at least the first Top Gun movie.
The original, but we have all seen the original. Hell,
I don't know if I've ever seen the original, or at least it's been so long since I have not seen the original that I don't remember it.
You know what I would like to see? I would like to see something on maybe some famous comic, like old style comic books that we never see anymore, like
Tarzan.
Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd, that would be fun because I believe that last Dredd movie did good.
Yeah, and we never got a sequel for it.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. You also have John Carter, the John Carter of Mars movie. That one, it didn't do so good, but it was actually not a bad movie. It's just unfortunately that the word on the street is that Bob Iger purposely had that movie purposely didn't give the movie proper justice to do its own thing because he wanted to get the company to look at buying Star Wars.
Right.
Then you also have like a lot of like pop culture material that could be used. Like, for example, Tarzan, the Phantom. Or not the Phantom. Was it the Phantom? Yes, Phantom. The purple skin, the purple tided superhero from we got that one movie from back in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Who played it? Who played it? It was who played him? It was give me a second here. Because I want to Billy Zane. That's it. Billy Zane.
Okay. I don't know. I just want to see I'm just like right now. I'm just in a big like science fiction kick, but I want to see something like I don't know, something like what we got in the sort of like the '90s, like good writing. I'm just picky.
Yeah, I am too. I definitely am like. Oh, and also you got that Godzilla movie. That one's that one. In fact, actually, give me a second here. I'm gonna.
The only thing the new Godzilla movie is making me do is want to watch the original Godzilla movies.
The new Godzilla movie is like everyone talks about how great it is, and so it's making me want to watch it more and more. It's just I don't have anybody to watch the movie with per se, and I just can never find the right time or to do it because when I work and then after I get done with work, I'm exhausted and I just want to come home.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Deadline. I think I saw it on Deadline when I was looking for articles earlier. No, I did not. Come on. Sweet Jiminy Crickets. There we are. So, speaking of Godzilla. Godzilla -1 stomps past $50 million as Deep Freeze grips us. The Iron Claw in top 10. The Zone of Interest, American Fiction, expand specialty box office. Toho International sleeper hit Godzilla -1 grosses an estimated $853K this weekend for the sum of $50.9 million at 605 locations in the week. 7 are Arctic blast buffet, much of the nation as Arctic blast buffet. Okay, the film about a giant reptilian monster passed the $50 million mark Saturday, becoming the highest grossing Japanese language live action or animated film in the United States. It's also the 5th highest grossing non-English language film of the U.S. box office. The pick currently tracks on track to hit $100 million globally. It was a weekend. It was a weekend with some few notable expansions of Oscar-nominated hopefuls. Continue runs through award seasons. With another strong showing by a duo of Indian films. I think we're gonna skip out on the rest of this because, yeah. Holdover, American Fiction was an Amazon MGM studio, expanded nationally to 623. Okay, yeah. So I wanted to focus mostly on that first part where it talks about Godzilla -1 getting up to $50 million. That's pretty impressive, especially for it's a foreign movie with Japanese dubbed with English subtitles. So you have to read the movie, but a lot of people are loving this movie. Kind of really stings for the American Hollywood, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know that foreign movies are doing better than the actual than their actual movies. Yeah.
It doesn't look too good. Let's see here. Too many movies I never seen and never heard of. LOL. Well, you need to get on Table's butt about that. You hear that, Table?
I've been trying to watch movies with her. It's called I work for a living. It sucks. I'm out of the house a lot.
Excuses.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna give this one to you.
Oh boy, here we go. All right. If this article sucks, I'm not reading all of it.
This is in your area.
Just fair warning. I mean, at least I'm giving you a warning ahead of time.
Yes, this is in your area of expertise.
Yeah, well, you know what? We'll see. I haven't even looked at it. I don't even know what it says. I just know what I'm clicking on here. So here we go, everybody. New Star Trek movie gets Andor director. Okay, and just like they lost me. Here we go. Oh boy, I don't like how that looks. I don't even like how that looks. What is that? The Enterprise A? Are we finally getting that? Okay, so Paramount said, "Fine, we're finally getting a Star Trek back on the big screen." Oh God. Give me a second. I'm going to take a drink of soda. All right. Here we go. Paramount is moving forward. Everyone can hear me go okay, right? Okay.
Yep.
Moving forward with a new Star Trek movie that has Andor director Toby Haynes. Oh, boy.
Deep breaths, man. Deep breaths.
Okay. Attached to the helm of the oh, boy.
Mrs. Tabletop, I think you may want to get Table a something to that is able to handle stress, because I think Table needs to squeeze something.
So with Seth Grahame-Smith on board as a writer and J.J. Abrams, Bad Robot producing, Toby Haynes is also known for Utopia, Black Mirror, Sherlock, and Doctor Who. Oh boy.
Question is, which Doctor Who?
Yeah, that's what I'd like to know.
I'll look it up. You continue.
While Seth Grahame-Smith is known for the Lego Batman movie, that was pretty good, Pride and Prejudice, and Zombies, boy. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, I did like that, and Dark Shadows. Okay, I think I like that one too.
Toby did the Pandora Opens, The Big Bang from Christmas Carol, and The Impossible Astronaut and The Day of the Moon. So those are Matt Smith episodes.
Okay, all right, awesome. Good ones then. Okay, so I'm not too bad, because I don't know how Andor did, nor do I care. The guy died in Rogue One.
Well, for those that you don't know, for those that don't know, Andor was kind of a hit or miss with some people.
Yeah. All right. So the new Star Trek movie is an origin story that takes place decades before the 2000. Oh boy,
it's still in that continuity. Wait a minute. Wouldn't it? Since technically the 2009 Star Trek series is a reboot, is somewhat of a reboot / alternate universe from the original Star Trek because of the killing of Captain Kirk's father. If this is supposed to be like a several decades before that, does that mean that this is also an origin story for the Star Trek TV show too? I'm lost.
Wow. Yeah. Deadline also adds the final chapter in the main Abrams series. Star Trek 4 remains in active development. And it probably should just stay there. It should actually go to the cancel. Movies on the back burner. The last Star Trek movie was released in 2016, Star Trek Beyond. However, it didn't do all that well in the box office compared to its predecessor, Into Darkness. I wonder why. It kind of sucked. A fourth movie was in development, set to star Chris Hemsworth, who plays Kirk's father. Oh, boy. But the movie never went anywhere. Quentin Tarantino also wanted to do an R-rated Star Trek. Why? You guys don't know what Star Trek is, do you? You guys really don't know what the...
Well, I've told you multiple times, when they do these, we want to do an R-rated movie on this or this or this, the R-rated is purely just a stupid gimmick.
Yeah,
it's a stupid gimmick to get
exactly what it's turned into now. All right.
To get people to
this is stressful. This is stressful. All right, strong on Paramount Plus streaming services. While the film side of things has been placed on the back burner, Star Trek has been strong in Paramount Plus streaming services. Shows include Lower Decks, Discovery Strange New Worlds, and Star Trek Picard with season. Oh boy!
If anyone's ever watched Nerdrotic or anyone associated with Nerdrotic, they'll know that the Paramount stuff is not doing that great.
Actually, first off, I thought the classics were doing good, but that's just me.
Well, I'm just talking about like these here. Though I've heard that Picard season 3 has been decent.
Yeah. That was it. That was the article? What the fuck was this? Seriously.
It's just. I think.
So
it's
what
just
did
a
you?
hype
What was the
piece.
point of this article?
I think it's a hype piece.
This is a hype piece?
Maybe, yeah.
This was pathetic. And I don't care if anyone hates me for it. You didn't write a goddamn article. You wrote a fucking paragraph. So is there anything to report on the matter? No.
Just that they're announcing another Star Trek movie, which may end up may get placed on the back burner.
So I read what? A paragraph where you could just say, new Star Trek movie gets onto a director. They're making a Star Trek movie with this guy. Done.
Yeah.
One sentence. There was nothing to report. I'm going to go Star Wars on your ass right now. No need to report that until there's something to report. Clearly.
Oh. I'm
That
sorry.
was the most stupidest thing I ever read.
You feel better
That
now?
told us nothing. Other than, hey, we got a new Star Trek movie coming out. Great for that.
Yeah.
Do you know what you had in there? Whoever.
Focus.
I'm not even going to mention the fucking writer by name, but you know what you had in there? Just pictures. If I wanted to read a picture book, I'd read a little kid's picture book.
So you're saying you're not a big fan of comic book news's writing style?
Oh, you got to be kidding me, right? Like, are all the articles like that? Like nothing?
Depends. Hey, moving on. And you kind of highlighted it a little bit, but it's there too. From comic book news is again Fantastic Four delayed for Pedro Pascal.
Oh, look,
yes.
another article about nothing.
Yes,
You know, I'm taking this one. I'm taking this one.
Okay,
Get it off your screen. Get it off your screen.
Okay.
I just pulled back the fucking article. I'm clicking on the article. Oh, I got it right here. Here we go.
There's actually a little more to this one.
Oh, until I read it. Right? Here we go.
Oh, hold on.
Pull it up. Pull it up. Fantastic Four delayed for Pedro Pascal. Clearly, he's doing other things. Called Last of Us. What's he supposed to play? Reed Richards?
Yeah, he is.
Swear. Oh my God. Pedro, I love you, man. I just don't imagine you as Reed Richards, though. But if you can pull it off, great. It's claimed filming has been pushed back, which could also mean the release date change. Clear. Oh my God! Like you gave that in the fucking title.
A lot of news news sites do that.
Yeah.
They got.
It's claimed that filming on the Fantastic Four. Oh, look at this. 4 sentences. 3 actually. It's claimed that filming on Fantastic Four movie has been pushed back, which sounds like it is accommodating Pedro Pascal's busy schedule. Oh, well, that makes sense. Because, like I said, he's in the middle of other things. If true, that may... oh, my God. I knew that before I even read that. If true, that may also mean that the FF release date would be delayed.
Oh, that's a kind of a given.
Yeah. It's known that Pedro Pascal is a busy guy, so news isn't entirely a surprise. Well, clearly, because we got the Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming up. And look at this. Recently saw the big announcement from Lucasfilms that Jon Favreau is directing the Mandalorian and Grogu, which will film this year. You know what? That I may go see. Because it's got Jon Favreau in it. Pascal plays the titular fuck it. Character, and if they whatever feature Mando without the helmet, that means Pascal will not be on set playing the character. If they don't feature Mando without the helmet, that means Pascal won't be needed as much. Oh boy.
They really did not proofread this, did they?
No. It could also be a mix as a maybe a scene or two feature Mando minus the helmet. Oh boy. So wait a minute. He may not even be in the film? But it's because him in the film.
Yeah, because if they are just gonna have Mando wear the helmet all the time, what is the purpose of him being there? They can always have a body double. The one of the body doubles play him.
I hate modern day. The Last of Us Season 2, Pascal also returns to HBO's The Last of Us Season 2, which is supposed to start filming in February. Okay. And the actor also recently appeared at the Golden Globes with his arm in a sling, but he said the injury won't be interfering with production. I hope he's okay.
So, by the way, that is the season where his character is supposed to die.
Oh, boy. Drops out of Weapons. Pascal also won't be in the horror movie Weapons. What the hell?
Yeah.
Featuring filming this year, but what the fuck is that about? I don't know. According to Jeff Schneider, Pascal has exited the flick. Okay, so that sucks. And that's it. Oh, wow, look at that. Okay. I just went through two of these. Okay. No, there's not.
Yeah, there is. Scroll down just a little more.
Avengers 5, The King Dynasty. Oh, wait. Here we go. The movie makes sense as it seems that no way Pascal would be able to film this year with all the projects he's involved in 2024. That's clearly. Pascal's IMDb also says he's involved in Ridley Scott's Gladiator 2, which has been filming, and My Dentist's Murder Trial and Tropicano. Tropicito. What about Fantastic Four? Marvel's film in the spring for May 2nd, 2025 release. Oh, boy. However, according to Schneider, I don't care what his name is. It's Schneider. It said that Marvel is pushing the start of filming to Q3 of this year, which could be anywhere between July and September. When is the Fantastic Four's cast getting announced? This is still telling us nothing.
I think they announced a good portion of it. They've already announced who's going to be in the Invisible Girl, which Gary from Nerdrotic says he rather likes.
Oh, hey. Who is the cast? In addition to Pedro Pascal, it is rumored the cast Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, Stranger Things actor Joseph Quinn. Who did he play?
As Johnny Storm.
Right. But I was talking about in Stranger Things. Who did he play?
I think he was the guy who was in charge of the RPG gaming.
Oh, God, what was? Oh God, I forgot his name. Eddie something, was it Eddie?
Yes, Eddie.
Yeah. And then the Bears, Eben Moss, Backrack as Benjamin Grimm, the Thing. Okay. That may be kind of fun, I guess. You know what? I may have to actually just give that a
glance.
Yeah, I may actually have to. And for those who don't know me, I will not watch Marvel anymore for that reason, but that I may actually like.
Maybe. I do also.
I'm not reading the rest of this because it looks like we're just like kind of.
Yeah, they're on my. There's a schedule. So you have Deadpool season 3 or episode Deadpool 3 coming in July, Captain America: Brave New World, February of. So I mean, there's only one MCU movie coming out this entire year.
Wow, Deadpool 3,
and it's a Deadpool 3 movie, which is not an MCU movie. That's not even a movie that started in the MCU. It was a Fox movie.
Yep. Well, they're clearly scrapping the bottom of the barrel on that one.
Yes, they are. So, speaking of the John Favreau movie, oh, hi, Liz. Marvel has been bad for a while now. Time for DC to step up and finally make good movies. Hopefully, because they just released that news that Lois is supposed to be saving Superman in the Superman Legacy movie.
I am literally going to bang my head on my desk here in a second if things just don't go back to normal.
Yeah. Speaking of Star Wars, Jon Favreau directing the Mandalorian Grogu movie.
Here we go.
Confirming the rumors, Star Wars, Disney and Lucasfilm have announced Jon Favreau is directing the. I already just said that. Rumors have offered Mandalorian season 4 would be transitioning into a big feature-length film, feature-length movie. Though the trades are stating season 4 is still in development. So this is something that I heard off of Friday Night Tights, the last Friday Night Tights on Nerdotics channel, is that it could possibly be the first half of season 4 is going to be on Disney Plus, and then the second half is going to be the movie. Which I don't. That's kind of stupid. But that's just what I heard off of Friday Night Tights. So take that with a grain of salt. The trades also point out that it hasn't been confirmed if the flick will star Pedro Pascal, who is also rumored to be starring in Marvel's Fantastic Four and HBO's The Last of Us Season 2 this year. A release date also has not been announced, though Disney has an untitled Star Wars release date set for December 19th, 2025. You know what? I really miss Star Wars being a summer movie.
Yeah, me too.
Thought to be The Mandalorian and Grogu. That's a horrible title, by the way. That's a horrible title. And not the Rey movie. Yeah, they have a Rey movie also coming out. It's supposed to be Rey and her building the new Jedi Order because Luke's order sucked because Luke is a man and so he doesn't know how to build things. Yeah, I went there. The announcement below also confirms Dave Filoni is developing Ahsoka Season 2. Yeah. The Mandalorian Grogu are embarking on a new adventure to the movie theaters, directed by Jon Favreau and produced by Favreau, Kathleen Kennedy, and Dave Filoni. The Mandalorian Grogu will go into production 2024. I've loved telling stories set in the rich world of George Lucas created, said Favreau. The prospect of bringing the Mandalorian and his apprentice Grogu to the big screen is extremely exciting. Isn't he technically the Mandalorian's son now? Because you kind of gave him the name Din Grogu. That's a stupid name, by the way. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni will usher into Star Wars two new and beloved characters, and this new story is perfect fit for big screen, added Kathleen Kennedy, president of Lucasfilm. The Mandalorian Grogu will lead Lucasfilm's ongoing feature development slate, including films helmed by Sharmeen Abide Shinoy, James Mangold, and Dave Filoni, who is also currently developing Ahsoka Season 2, among those in the works. Yeah, which, give me a second here. By the way, how do you feel about this, Dable?
I'll give it a try. You know what? Sadly, I will give it a try.
Let's see here.
Literally, probably because I'm literally have not watched anything new in Star Wars. Like, I tried to watch Ahsoka, and I kept falling asleep.
I understand. The Ahsoka show.
5 minutes. I made it 5 minutes. Maybe I didn't even make like the first episode is like an hour long, maybe a little bit longer, and I didn't even make it past the first 15 minutes. And I've tried to watch it twice. So
there really is not much that makes one excited for it.
No,
that's not it. There was someplace on Twitter that I saw a couple times that showed what they have planned to release this in the upcoming years, and it's like you have the Acolyte movie that they have going. You have the Ray movie that what's her face?
Daisy Ridley.
Sharmeen Abide Shinoy, who is going to be,
No.
who is a Pakistani feminist activist.
Let's
says
not
that-
go there.
No, that's how she literally describes herself.
Oh, okay.
Who says that she wants to scare men with her movie. Yeah. So
Good luck with
expect a lot of feminist ideology in the Mary Sue Palpatine movie.
I play tabletop games, so I don't think that.
And you're also making a Star Wars story for your tabletop game.
Yeah. We'll see how that turns
out. Jonathan Davis. What's new, man?
Yes, which we'll be hosting on my channel. I will be having a 10-part Star Wars campaign, and it's nothing that I'm making. I'm just throwing together some stuff for my players to have information accessible to them, so that way they can make characters, and we are going to play out a 10-part Star Wars campaign on my channel.
Link to his channel is in the description box down below.
And I will give it right here in the chat too. For those who are not subscribed, please like and subscribe, because I try to bring out some good stuff. And Chris is involved.
Yes. Well, I mean, I'm the one who kind of gave you the books.
Oh, I was talking about the other games too.
Oh,
like
yes,
Call of Cthulhu and Call of Cthulhu and Castles and Crusades. Which I, for some reason, have this strange notion that it's going to get a lot more interesting now.
Yes.
Especially with all the people we have.
Yeah. Next on the topic of Star Wars. Game of Thrones showrunners revealed their failed Star Wars trilogy focused on how the Jedi Order came to be, why it came to be, and the first lightsaber. So they take a nice little shot from the God, my mind just also went blank. Dawn of the Jedi comic series. Not too bad series, by the way.
I liked it.
In continuing to prove the modern Hollywood franchise creativity basically amounts to nothing more than origin stories for stuff, former Game of Thrones showrunner David Benioff and David Weiss have revealed that should it have come to fruition, their failed Star Wars trilogy would have centered around the exploring of the earliest days of the Jedi Order. Another shot from Dawn of the Jedi. The creative duo, colloquially named D&D, really, opened up about their once hopeful attempt to explore the certain galaxy far, far away, while speaking to Hollywood reporters James Hibbard to promote of their upcoming Netflix production television adaptation of the Chinese author Liu Xing's in promotion of their upcoming Netflix hold on, I just had to read that over. Seminal sci-fi book, The Three-Body Problem. Okay, interesting. Amidst a discussion of their post-Game of Thrones careers, the pair eventually pressed by Hibbard for details on their short-lived and ultimately unproductive time with Lucasfilm, particularly as it regards to their plans for their shelved Star Wars trilogy. Which, by the way, Kennedy has this issue of announcing products, getting showrunners, and then all of a sudden booting them and shelving the projects. Did you notice that, Table?
I did. And might I add, this is probably why I don't watch a lot of that.
Yeah. I mean, they were supposed to do a Lando movie. They were supposed to do a Solo 2 movie. They were going to do Rangers of the New Republic, which was supposed to surround Gina Carano and her character, which they have basically erased out of the whole thing. There was also supposed to be the Skeleton Crew, which I have no clue how that's going. I haven't seen much of information on that in a little while. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that Lucasfilm keeps on announcing, but never follows up with. Yes, Jonathan Davis. They didn't put a chick in it and make her lame and gay. That's the real reason why it didn't get made. Have you ever seen that South Park episode?
No.
Maybe we should watch it sometime. I heard it's like really good. Amidst the discussion of we wanted to do the first Jedi. Benioff in turn detailed basically how the Jedi Order came to be, why it came to be, and the first lightsaber. More from Dawn of the Jedi. Trust me, people, this is a comic that you want to find. They're really good. It talks about the Jedi that existed prior to the Jedi. Jumping off his partner's point, Wise then noted, and we were annoyed as hell when Rian Johnson, the duo's longtime friend and 3BP producer, called his movie The Last Jedi. He completely destroyed the obvious title for what we were working on. Ooh, drama. From there, Hibbard then asked if they could provide any sort of explanation as to just why the pair's force-filled project never came to light. To which Benioff admits Lucasfilm ended up not wanting to do the first Jedi story. Interesting. We had a very specific story idea in mind. Ultimately, they decided they didn't want to do that. And he added, and we totally get it. It's their company and their IP, but we weren't the droids they were looking for. But oh geez. The story of D&D's ill-fated attempt to dance with the Jedi first began in 2018 when, hot off the success of their first 7 seasons of Game of Thrones, the pair were tapped by Lucasfilm to produce a trilogy of films all their own. What do you think of this so far?
Yeah, I mean, I did not have a problem with Dawn of the Jedi, like the book series,
the comics, but yeah. Well, what do you think of what they set up here, which was it's because Disney did not want to do a first Jedi story?
Oh, it's Disney, and I zoned out.
Yes.
I am so sorry. You mentioned Disney, and I'm like, yeah, he lost me.
Yes,
literally.
David and David are some of the best storytellers working today, said Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy in announcing their hiring in the studio. Their command of complex characters, depth of story, and richness of mythology will break new ground and boldly push Star Wars in a way I find incredibly exciting. And yet you fired them. Likewise, D&D blamed at the time, in the summer of 1977, we traveled to a galaxy far, far away, and we've been dreaming of it ever since. We are honored by opportunity, a little terrified by the responsibility, and so excited to get started as soon as the final season of Game of Thrones is complete. Then, just 1 year and near universally panel final season of Game of Thrones later, the latter of which may have speculated played into the subsequent decision, the pair announced that they would be stepping away from their plans for the Star Wars due to supposed time constraints. I think it could more so along the fact that, as Jonathan Davis said down here, they didn't put a chick in it and made her lame and gay. Let's see. Did it make its way into the Republic MMO because that they had a lot lower on the older Jedi? To my knowledge, the Old Republic's game still is in the realm of the EU. So no. Where was I? Time constraint. In a statement provided to Deadline, the pair said of their exit, "We love Star Wars. When George Lucas built it, he built us too. Getting to talk about Star Wars with him and the current Star Wars team was a thrill of a lifetime, and we will always be indebted to the saga that changed everything." Yes, when George Lucas built it. George Lucas. You know, the man who created it all, the universe the universe of the Force and the Jedi and the Sith and Rebels and Empires, you know, that world. Not Kathleen Kennedy, who just was handed it and she had nothing to do with it. Further, Kennedy assured that D&D that despite their abrupt departure, Lucasfilm would still be holding out hope to include them in a journey forward when they are able to step away from their busy schedule to focus on Star Wars. As noted above, despite D&D's ostensible belief that their explorations of the Jedi origin would be something novel in the current media landscape, such tried stories have been norm of any studio attempts to capitalize on a given IP. For the best example of this trend, look no further than Star Wars franchise entry Solo: A Star Wars Story. Therein, rather than actually explore the titular rogue's actual character, director Ron Howard and writers Jonathan and Lawrence Kasdan instead used the film's over 2-hour runtime to heavy-handedly detail just how Han Solo got all his stuff. Yeah, that kind of was how that movie went. How did he get his blaster? How did he get the Millennium Falcon? How did he get Chewie? How did he meet Lando? How did he get those dice, which they focused on for some strange reason? Technically, those dice were supposed to be a part of how Han got the Millennium Falcon. Didn't get that sense in this movie, but that's how it was in the EU.
Right.
His name, you have Han Solo in the Solo movie given a freaking name because he didn't have a family. So the Imperial recruiter said, "What's your name?" "Oh, Han. I don't have any people, so we'll call you Han Solo." If people could see my face right now, they would be seeing me just cringing in excruciating pain. Now, compare that to the expanded universe. Han Solo was a descendant of the once great and powerful house of Solo that once ruled the Corellian star system, the Corellian Empire. Yeah. Such a major downgrade. His ship, his best friend, his gun, hell, even the gold dice that, yes, I just said that. Oh, yeah, and that's the end of it. What's your opinion on this? What do you think of like their explanation as to why it didn't work out and what they wanted to do, which was explore the origins of the Jedi, the first Jedi, and the first lightsabers?
I mean, it makes sense why it didn't work out. I mean, obviously.
I mean, yeah, because it seems a lot like Kathleen Kennedy has a direction she wants to push everything into, and when she brings in actual creators who don't share her opinion, their projects get shut down.
Yep.
And forgotten. I mean, speaking of Ron Howard's work on the Solo movie, Solo was going to be more of a comedy with Lord and Miller, the guys who did the Lego movies.
Right.
And they even added in Tag and Binks from those spoof comics into the Solo movie. They were, if you watch, they're background characters, but they were supposed to be kind of a comedic duo in the Solo movie.
Right.
And they were completely cut out because they removed, because Lord and Miller were removed from the Solo movie, and they basically redid the whole movie with Ron Howard. So that's kind of depressing. Yeah. And also along with that, they did announce that they are doing a Dawn of the Jedi movie, just not with Benioff and Weiss. So they are still doing the Dawn of the Jedi movie, just not with those. Those two, which stupid in my opinion. I think we'll do this one last article and then we'll call it a night. How about that?
Yeah, I gotta get ready to get some food and,
Yeah, and
I got a woman.
Paulo wants to go OUT, so I will quickly go through this real quick. This is a nice little chuckle for everyone here. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid fan fixes scene with AI. So there's currently a issue going on where anime, the Japanese companies are looking to use looking to use AI to do dubbing instead of going to localizers, because the localizers are taking their stories and they're adding in their own take, their own phrases. They're basically rewriting the story to fit their opinions and their political agendas. So like I've seen some where it says where there's a boy and girl couple who are talking and one is proclaiming their love for them. Well, in the localizers dubs, they're just making them friends. Yeah. A fan of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Kobayashi-san Chi no Meaderagon, has redubbed the infamous patriarchal societal demands scene using AI technology. The dub for the series was faced renewed criticism in recent weeks after Western localizers voiced concern over the ancient Magus bride relying on AI translations for simulpub releases. This was a result of cutting out Western publishers and localizers who have seemingly cheered erroneous translations and censorship. The famous scene has Lakoa and Toru have a back and forth conversation. In the original, Lakoa tries to conform to criticism she faced after coming to the world, but it comes off as comedically excessive. Toru cheekily responds that to Lakoa's real problem is her body more than clothes. When you find the original translation and dub comparisons along the AI redub from the YouTube prompt pirate below. So here is the sub where it says, "What's with the outfit?" Lakoa says, "Everyone has always saying something to me, so I tried toning down the exposure. How is it?" Toru says, "You should try changing your body next." And the Funimation dub says, Toru says, "What are you wearing for? Why are you wearing that for?" Lakoa says, "Oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves, so I changed clothes." Toru gives, "Give it a week. They'll be begging you to change back." So that's the changes they made. So I'm trying to remember. Can I get do you think I should try and play this here a little bit?
No.
Okay.
No. For appropriation reasons and the fact that we're on YouTube, no.
Okay. Well, people, if you want to go watch it yourself, yeah, it's pretty easily. Just look up Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid fan AI fix. It actually is kind of hilarious. I'll show it to you table after we are done here.
Okay.
So, anyways, folks, this is Tabletop.
Yes, it is. I'm Tabletop Junkie, and I love tabletop games. Hell, this whole time that he was reading that article, I was looking. I actually found out where I could get the physical copy of Stargate SG-1. I am so sorry, Chris. I cannot. I'm just. I cannot help myself. Sweater Chris here has actually been. They call me the junkie for a reason, you know, especially Tabletop Junkie. And later, is this a weekly show? Yeah, we're trying to make it. Chris does do it weekly. I don't, because I do work, and my
I work
schedule
too.
is thick as hell.
But
But
my schedule is a little more consistent.
yes, more contained in consistency. My schedule is all over the place, but there's reasons for that I will not disclose. Anyway, and so I'm looking at I do reviews and actual plays on my channel. I've done multiple reviews. I'm still doing some more. I'm actually looking for more books to do reviews on. Starting
Here's
with
a link to his channel, and also it's in my description box down below.
yes.
You do reviews and stuff like that.
Yep.
Actual plays.
Oh my! And then my girlfriend just showed me a snowman, Olaf from Frozen, doing snow blowing. Guy dressed up as Olaf. Anyway, so I do reviews to actual plays and whatnot, which Sparta Chris is actually a part of. So, and that is weekly. We rotate between Castles and Crusades, and right now Call of Cthulhu, and then we're looking at doing a 10-part adventure of Star Wars. Once all that is wrapped, so once the 10-part adventure of Star Wars is wrapped up, we will be, there's a couple projects I have in play, such as a horror anthology just for fans, where we go up against 80 slashers and stuff like that. I also have a horror anthology, Zombie Apocalypse, that I hope to release sometime this year. All depends on how everything goes. If this year, it will be next year. Like I said, it's weekly. The year just started, so we have we're only 2 weeks into the year, so we have about 363 weeks left to go. So hopefully we can make it. Hopefully we won't need all that time, but things do get pushed back and whatnot. And then the next up after Call of Cthulhu will be Star Wars, because Sparta Chris here got me a lot of Star Wars books from West End Games from like the 80s, which is the D6 system. Very simple. I'm working on a small resource packet for everyone, so that way they can make their own characters on their own and then present them to me, and then I can help them finish them up with first edition, second edition rule sets of the West End Games D6 system, and that way the books are still useful and still carry merit while I'm at the table. So because I got the 30th anniversary, it was wonderful. I thank him for it. And he also got me Tales of the Jedi, which gave us more force abilities and more bang for our buck to create an adventure with. There will probably be more adventures regarding Star Wars. So after that,
definitely will.
Yep. And then we are going to, and then Sparta Chris is going to be exposed to Star Trek adventures this year, because I am going to be going back to Star Trek. I'm formulating that will be a 12 it's going to be a 12-part series where I'm going to be doing just 12 things, 12 parts. That's it. So if they take a session or less to go through, or if they only take a session to go through, then you're basically going to get 12 episodes of a Star Trek Adventures campaign, and we'll go from there. I'm actually working out some of the things and the timeline and everything for that. And you guys are going to see what kind of a Star Wars and Star Trek fan that I am. And then now I'm trying to get my hands on Stargates, so that way we can also do that going up in the future, starting from now going into 2025. Still lots of time, so we are going to be having some fun here, hopefully. Lots of stuff. My channel is constantly moving. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to reach 200 subscribers before February 1st. Tell you guys what, I reach that you guys could probably get with Chris and say, hey, here's an idea I want for Tabletop Junkie, and I'll consider your idea. Please also leave a comment on on any of my videos. Say, hey, here's an idea for you. I will at least consider, and I will review your comment as long as it's not negative. I like to try and stay positive. Let's go into some nicer things, and we'll go from there. Like, maybe I'll just start taking some requests or something. That's it, Chris.
I
Chris?
just realized my mic was muted. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Someone showed up today. Someone showed up home today, so I want to talk to me for a moment. So thank you for that long description. There's also a link to Twitter, to Tabletop's Twitter in the description box, along with the link to his YouTube channel. So go follow those, like and subscribe to him.
Speaking of which, I have
He's
to
up
get
to
with
176 subscribers. So let's do this. Let's get him to 200. What?
Oh, I was also going to say, speaking of which, there was a guy I was talking to, Umbral Raptor, who's actually getting ideas for me of how to create a magic shop owned by lizard folk. And I was actually working with him on that.
Nice.
Yeah. So you'll see me active. I like to be active with people who view my channel and whatnot. So, I like to act, I like to be active with my fans and my audience.
Is that guy that kind of inspired you to look into the economics of your world? Or is that
No,
an entirely different guy?
No, different guy.
Okay.
This guy, it was introduced to me by Melee Games K.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, my turn. Hello, folks. I am Spartacus, the defender of the multiverse, and you have just watched...
Sometimes the asshole.
Dipshit. You've just watched episode 1 of the Multiverse Inquirer. My new
I'm in his basement.
show.
He's doing naughty things to me. No, I'm just kidding.
He wishes, but I've told him no multiple times.
No.
But anyways, this is the Multiverse Inquirer. Thank you all for joining me tonight, or anytime that you're watching this later on. Please leave a like, leave a comment. Anything in the
bathtub.
Anything in the future that you would like me to talk about, maybe, and also subscribe to my channel and to Table's channel. And
his deep, wonderful voice.
Okay. Okay. I will see you all later. God bless everyone. Ah, fudge. I just did not mean to hit that. I meant to do this.